Hi guys. So it's a salon day. It's Jasmine here and I'm going to walk you through a silk press with curls here at the salon. So it started off, she was in her natural state. I went ahead and shampooed her and blowed her out. And this is the process of where I'm silkening her hair out. So I take about 1/4 to 1/2 inch subsections and I'm using a lot of tension. And I'm just going through and straightening her hair all the way until I get every single strand. That's my goal. My goal is to make sure I straighten every single strand of hair on her head. That way it reduces the amount of frizz she has. We know with natural hair you can tend to see a lot of frizz, but the straighter you get the hair, the less it tends to revert back to its natural state. So I'm just continuing to straighten her hair all the way up. And right now I'm on her edges, which are very important. So she's getting curls today. She's getting a lot of curls and volume with a really deep side part. So right here I've straightened her hair. And I'm going through and I'm getting ready to apply some oil. So natural hair tends to be extremely dry. And we have to use a lot of oil, not too heavy, but we have to use oil in order to make sure that it doesn't dry from heat and that it keeps us shine. The type of oil that I use is a Naked oil by Naked Products. It's a silkening oil. And before I apply the curls, it is essential that I use a holding spray to hold those curls in place. And the type of hairspray that I used for today was the Chi Royal Treatment Working Hairspray, and it is amazing. It smells absolutely amazing, and it holds those curls in place while you're curling and after you're done curling. It holds a really good style. I will still go back in with a finishing spray, especially with natural hair, but the working spray is absolutely amazing by Chi. It's the Royal. So I use a Babyless titanium flat iron, and I really like it. It's really thin. That's the ultra thin one, and it gives you those really tight curls that you're looking for. So with the curls, I'm taking the same small subsections because, like I said earlier, guys, she's getting a lot of curl in her hair. So I'm going to go through each one. And the way you curl with the flat iron is you have to use a lot of tension in order to ensure that the curl is tight. And you're going to do a turn, and pull out as such. Right. So turn, and pull. Sometimes you have to get to that base and you're going to make your first turn at the base. I do apply hairspray while I'm working. I know I did a overall hair spray in the beginning, but it's essential that you continue to spray all the way through to make sure you get every strand. And I'm going to continue this curl method all the way up her head. And with these curls, she's going to have a lot of bounce, a lot of body, and she's going to have a style. Our natural hair tends to go flat really fast, but when you have a lot of curls, it tends to give you a style for a longer period of time with your natural hair. If you watch the pin curl video, you can just go through. I have a pin curl video on here as well. And once you get a set like this, because this is essentially a set, then you go through and you do some large pin curls and you will have your style for quite some time. And that's the only at-home maintenance I will require you do, and wear a bonnet over your head. And I'm just going to continue this method all the way up the head. So my temperature is pretty high, as you can see the smoke. You have to break that hair down when you have natural hair, because otherwise the hair won't get sufficiently straight. And I'm just rolling that flat iron twice, and then I'm making sure that I pull out with the same motion. And with this flat iron, it's not super square. It's kind of rounded on the edges, which makes the curls even easier to do. So as you can see, I'm going to go in, turn, and pull out. There you go. These curls are looking absolutely amazing. If you have someone with natural hair that's used to wearing extensions and they're always saying, well, you know, my natural hair is as full as my extensions. Well, of course it won't be, but if you add curl to the hair, then it'll give them the illusion of fullness. So I'm finished with the back part here. Just turning it around so you guys can see as I'm continuing to work up the head. Okay, guys, as you can see, I'm just kind of working my way around her head. And I'm placing the curls where I want them to go. And when you see the end result, you're going to see what I mean when I say that. I want her curls to be in a specific place. So even though she has that deep part, I don't want them to fall everywhere. I want them to fall specifically where I want them to fall. So I'm placing them where I want them to go as I'm moving up her head. Now, this is really essential. She has the deep side part, but she wants the curl in her eye. So right now, I'm at the very top of her head, and I'm making sure that she has volume. So she still has her part, but I'm making sure that she has volume. And I'm at the very center, and I'm making sure that those curls are falling forward because she wants the curl to go in her eye. So I'm making sure that the curls are going forward towards her face. So I'm kind of just going to go through and separate my curls so that it can look more full and it can look luxurious, as I like to say. That way it doesn't look like she has like 10 curls on her head, but it looks like she has 100. So I'm going to go through and pull them apart. In the back, I'm going to use the comb to kind of comb through it. But towards the front and the sides, I'm going to go through and separate and wrap those curls around my fingers so that they can keep the shape. It's really important around the face because that's where most people like to wear their hair towards their face. But that's like your design. It's where your design is most important because it's the front of a person's head. So you want to go through and you want to make sure every curl is aligned where it's supposed to go. You want to make sure every curl is in the right position. Right here in the front of the head is where her face is. So I'm pulling it apart. As you can see, it definitely made her hairstyle bigger. Made it a lot bigger. And here in the South, we love big hair. So I'm piecing them apart and I'm pulling them down so that they can loosen up to give her more curls towards the front to make sure that they're longer and that they're coming down towards her eyebrow and that they're not above it and looking really short. So she has some. She could tell once I turned her around, she was loving it. So she has some that's above her eyebrow and she has some that's touching the tip of her eyebrow. So here I'm making sure that the hair is still, as you can see, she still has her deep part. And I'm making sure that everything is doing what it needs to do. The client is loving her curls. This is her end result. This is a silk press with glamorous, luxurious curls. A way to be sexy with your natural hair.